and welcome to Checkpoint. Yeah, it's your host again, Dr. Ifeoma Eze, and I'm delighted to be in your presence today. How was your day? Oh, great. So I always at Checkpoint with saying thank you, and thank you again to everyone who has been making Checkpoint a reality. I want to really appreciate you for your likes, your comments, your shares, and most importantly for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Now, because of all that you do, our message is reaching a wider audience, and I have you to thank for it. Now, you know how we roll at Checkpoint. It's time, and I'd like you to begin to share this video, share it to your friends, your relations, your associates, and your neighbors. Let them know that it is time for Checkpoint, and I can't wait to share what I have for you today. Now, if you really want to enjoy this video, I want you to get glued to your screen. Make sure nothing distracts you, and get ready, because today I have a very important topic I'll be sharing with you that promises to bless you greatly. And you know, always at Checkpoint, we give you fresh content that equip, edify, and empower you to become the very best version of yourself. What are you waiting for? Share this video, and I'll see you right after this break. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Checkpoint. Now, today on Checkpoint, I have a topic that will be a huge blessing to you. And today's topic on Checkpoint is skills that are worth more than money. Skills that are worth more than money. I know what you're thinking right now. You'll be saying, oh, what kind of skill is worth more than money? Like, money answers everything, money takes care of all the problems. So which kind of skill will be worth more than money? I assure you, there are skills that are worth more than money. Money is not everything. If you know the rules of money, you will know that money is not everything. When it comes to the rules of success, when it comes to the laws of success, money is a factor, but money is not the whole factor. And that is why today I've come to share with you skills, about 7 of them, 7 skills that are worth more than money. Why are they worth more than money? Majorly because some of them will be able to bring money your way. So just relax and chill as I'll be sharing with you these skills that are worth more than money. I call them the currencies of life, the true currencies of life. So when I share the skills with you, I like you to understand that they are the real currencies. So your 500 naira notes, your 1,000 naira notes, they are nothing. The true currency of life are these skills, because when you develop these skills, and the beautiful thing about is that if you don't have the skills already, they are skills you can develop, they are skills you can build on. They are things that when you have them, eventually you will have money. When you have them, over time, it is certain, there is a surety that at the end of the day, you will have money. So I'll be sharing these skills with you. Please help me know the one that's really touches you the most, the one that suits you the most, the one that you can relate with in the comment section. I like this session to be super active. Please make sure you drop your comments for me. Make sure that you are responding. Make sure that you are actively listening. And I can't wait to read your comments and to see what you are thinking about the video I'm sharing with you today. Are you ready? Are you ready? Now let's take this journey. Number 1 skill that is worth more than money is a skill called emotional intelligence. Now you'll be like, oh no, because she's an emotional intelligence expert, that's not just why I'm sharing this with you, because it is real. Emotional intelligence is the ability to understand your emotions, to manage and control your emotions, then to tune into other people's emotion, and equally to be able to relate well with them. Now, when you are able to have proper social skills as a product, as a result of being able to understand yourself and understand others, then you will excel majorly in life. You will excel in many realms in life. Emotional intelligence, many assume that it is a new concept, but in actuality, it's not a new concept. It is something that has been as old as human beings have existed here on earth. When we talk about emotional intelligence, what we simply mean is that you are able to control your emotions. Let me tell you the truth. Many things go wrong when we are not able to control our emotions. Do you know that when you are angry, you lose character? When you are angry, you lose your integrity. When you are angry, you can even see yourself saying things you should not say, acting in ways you cannot act. And you know the very terrible part of it? You might not be able to take back the words you have spoken. So sometimes you say some things that are so nasty that you cannot take them back. And possibly people around you may have heard you say it. People around you may have heard you say that thing that was terrible, and there is no way to take it back. Because I always tell you here on this program that words are like bullets that leave the nozzle of a gun. When you shoot a gun, the bullets get pushed away, get projected out from the nozzle of the gun. Do you know that that bullet cannot fit back into the gun? As long as it has been ejected, it cannot fit back into the gun. In the same way, words that we have spoken cannot fit back into our hearts. Like sometimes when you shoot these words, you have shot it into the hearts of people, you have shot it into the lives of people. And listen to me, there are words that are not what's being said. It is true that you are angry, but it is not everything that comes to your head that your mouth should utter. We should be able to develop self-control that will help us to know what to say and what not to say. Do you know that the person who has a higher level of emotional intelligence will be able to ascend the top when it comes to a corporate ladder? They will be the ones to get promoted first. They will be the ones that will be appointed leaders first. Do you know why? Because they have emotional intelligence. And the beautiful thing is this: no human being was born with emotional intelligence, which means it is a skill that you can develop. It is a skill that you can work on. It is something you can build up within yourself, and then you become a shining star. So what are you waiting for? Today, make a conscious effort to develop emotional intelligence. And when you do this, you will discover that emotional intelligence as a skill is worth more than money, because you may have lots of money, but without emotional intelligence, you will lose all of that money. Ask me how. When you say something that will take you to court, you have to pay a large amount of fine, or you have to compensate for the words you have spoken. So this is why you have to engage emotional intelligence in everything that you do, because it is a skill that is worth more than money. If you are not careful, you will, with unguarded emotions. In fact, I was watching a program last week, and a lady, because she could not guard her emotions, she gave a guy 10 million naira of her life saving, and the guy ran away with it. You know, he ran away with it. He defrauded her, changed his identity. In fact, at the end of the day, she lost all of that money simply because of lack of emotional intelligence. So when I tell you emotional intelligence, it's not only anger, it is even too much love. Love without boundaries, love that does not make sense. All of these things amount to your lack of control over your emotions. And it is worth more than money when you apply the right kind of emotional intelligence. But if your emotional intelligence is low, I assure you, you can lose a job, you can lose family members, you can lose a spouse, you can lose everything. Some people have even lost their own children simply because of the way they could not control their emotions. So this is by number 1 for you today, and I can't wait for what you think by the time I get to number 7, because I'd like you to follow attentively. There is a lot more from where this came. Don't go anywhere. So the second skill that is worth more than money is self-discipline. You know, when I talk about self-discipline, somebody will be like, oh, how does that? But see, it is so imperative. Self-discipline is worth more than money. Ask Samson. Ask Samson, because of lack of self-discipline, he was able to destroy his wonderful and glorious destiny simply because he could not control himself. Somebody will be asking now, so what is the difference between emotional intelligence and self-discipline? Self-discipline has to do with you being focused on your goals, on your values, on the things that you really want to do. Do you know there are many people that are undisciplined? They are undisciplined with their time, they are undisciplined with their programs, they are undisciplined with their targets, they are undisciplined with their value system. You need to ask yourself, as a human being, what are my values? What are the things that I hold dear? What are the things that decide what happens in my life? Do you know, I was talking to two young boys today, and I told them that people look at me and they wonder why I have refused to live a relaxed life or always rest. I told them that there is no way, there is no path you take in life that is easy, that gets you success. Every path is hard. You just have to choose your hard. So I told them a personal story about myself, and I told them that something about me that they probably did not know about is that I am somebody that finds it difficult to beg. So when I want to beg, I beg with my whole being, I beg with my whole heart. And if you tell me a no, in fact, I can take out 2 days mourning the no that you told me. And I discovered that about myself, and I told myself, if begging is this hard, I better look for another kind of hard thing that I can really do, because instead of staying and begging, I rather take that same energy and work. So to beg is hard, to work is hard. I just decided to choose my hard. So you choose your hard. If you think your own hard is work, then go ahead and continue begging. I knew myself on time, and I knew that I didn't like to beg. And that was why, despite the fact that I'm married to a man who is taking care of stuff, who is taking care of me, I still make up my mind to work hard, because I hate to beg. So choose your heart, people. I don't know what it is that you are going through right now, what is happening in your life. Choose your heart. There is no path to success that is easy. Every path is hard. So simply choose your heart. And for you to stay on that hard road till you get what you want, that is discipline for you. Discipline makes an army. Discipline is the soul of any mighty army. The difference between an army and a group of thugs is discipline. Discipline, because you see an army, they walk in unison, they are dressed in the same way, they are stepping out in the same way, they have uniform reflexes. But a group of thugs, they behave anyhow, they dress anyhow, they talk anyhow, because there is no discipline. So discipline is the soul of the army. If you want to excel in life, you want to have something that is worth more than money, engage discipline. Let me tell you one other thing discipline will do for you. Discipline will make you remain on what you are doing, whether it is working or whether it is not working. Discipline will keep you focused. Discipline will keep you committed to what you are doing. You see, there are many people that would rather blame people than take responsibility for their lives. I know a good number of them, and I always remind them that when you are born, you look like your father or your mother, but by the time you clock 18, you become an adult. Oh boy, oh lady, you look like your decisions, you look like the things you have decided in your life. So if you are a full-blown adult and you are saying, oh, it's because of my father, or it's because of my mother, or it's because of my uncle or aunt, or see, it's nobody's fault that you are where you are. Discipline will make mighty things out of you. So I want to tell you today, in case you have found yourself, you are not disciplined, you're not disciplined with what you eat, you're not disciplined with how you spend your money, you're not disciplined with how you walk, you're not disciplined with the things that matter to you, it won't be long. You will lose all of those things. So if you want to be in charge, you want to be in control of your life and of your destiny, you have to engage discipline. And discipline, I can assure you, is worth more than money, because you can have all the money in the world, but if you don't add discipline to it, it will make a mincemeat. You will make a mess of all of the money you have been able to gather. But if you're a disciplined person, you will know that it is not everything that scrolls on social media that you have to buy. So it is not everything that scrolls through your social media that you have to buy. There are people that are so indisciplined. You see, they would see Temu or whatever app advertising a product. They will buy this one, they will buy that one, they will buy online. Before you know it, they have spent money they should have used for something else. You see, I've heard people that say, oh, it's so difficult to save. Saving is hard. Listen to me, saving is not hard. What has just happened to you is that you lack the discipline to save. When you imbibe that discipline to save, you will realize that you can actually save a lot of money that you can actually use to invest in something that you can use for a project. So it is possible only if you add discipline to your life. There are people who, when they want to eat, they will eat and eat and eat and eat and eat everything available. In fact, they will eat until the point where they feel like vomiting. You know, that is a gross lack of discipline. When you are disciplined, you know where your tummy is filled. You don't eat because it is time to eat. You eat because you are hungry. And when you're hungry, you eat. You don't eat because there is food that are available. You know, discipline is broad. It affects every area of our lives, and you will be surprised that discipline would even make you to know your boundaries with your boss, to know your boundaries with your subordinates, to know your boundaries with your colleagues. That's what discipline will do for you. There are many people who have had great opportunities in life. They have been placed on platforms that matter, but lack of discipline sent them down to the pit, and you cannot be one of those kind of people. So if some people will sit back and say, oh, all I want to do, if I just make this money, if I just have this number of zeros, if I just get this alert, but that is not what you need. In fact, God is intentionally making sure that you don't touch that money first, but rather that you imbibe the discipline first. When you have the discipline that the money demands, you become a high flyer. When you have the discipline that your success demands, you will become a high flyer. So you have to begin to work on your life of discipline. Some of you can sleep. Hey, you can sleep for Africa. You have no sleeping time. The moment you see anything that is soft, whether it is a chair, whether it is a bed, you have slept already. In fact, your type cannot sit on a bed comfortably. The moment your body touches a bed, off you go. You have slept. You sleep in the morning, you sleep after afternoon, you sleep at night. Before you turn 40, you have used more than 25 of your years to sleep. And why would you do that to yourself? So discipline is something that affects every area of our lives. Some people, they are not disciplined with money. Some others, they are not disciplined with what they even say. You know, they can say anything. They hear words from people outside and they just say it because they think they can talk. But listen to me, it is not everything that goes on in your head that your mouth must speak. Discipline will tell you when to shut up. Discipline will tell you when to react. Discipline will tell you when to walk away from a place so that you don't overreact. Discipline is key, and discipline is worth more than money. There is no amount of money that you have that can buy you discipline, and this is why you should do everything in your power. You should make a conscious effort to apply discipline in your life, because discipline is a lifesaver. Discipline is also a money saver. So if you have money and you want to keep that money and you want to invest that money properly and you want that money to be useful to you, you have to make sure you are a highly disciplined person. And this is one thing I love about the military. They help you to become a very disciplined person. By the time they make you wake up in the morning and you make your bed, you have to be on the queue at a certain time. You have to eat your breakfast very fast and be out for the parade on a certain time. You know, this kind of lifestyle gives you the discipline you require in life. But see, listen to me, I know you have no connection with the military, but as a human being, just work on yourself, just develop yourself. Have a time that you wake up from sleep. Don't sleep all through the day. And also have a time where you do things. Plan your schedule, plan your day, and you see yourself having some elements of discipline. I'm rooting for you. And I know that as you have heard this, you'll begin to work on yourself so that discipline will be a major feature in your life. Please let me know what you think about discipline, and tell me the ways in which you have exercised discipline in your own life. Tell me how it affected you and how it is making your life better. And if there is somebody you know that is very undisciplined, please do well to share this video with that person so that person can imbibe some discipline and become a better person. See, it doesn't matter if you were disciplined from childhood. What is most important is that you woke up and you decided that from today, I'm going to be a disciplined person. And when you see that discipline begin to work in your life, you will discover that you have set yourself up for success. You have set yourself on the path to success. And when you do this, it will work out so well for you. All right. Let's talk about number 3. Number 3 skill that is worth more than money is the skill called time management. Do you know that many people are really not managing their time well? And there is something that makes you feel like, oh, it's like some people have more time than others. Let me tell you something about time. Time is a non-renewable asset, which means it is an asset that you have. You cannot renew it. Once time is gone, it is gone. You can't do anything about it. And this is why you should invest your time, not spend your time. Many people spend their time, they don't invest their time. But when you invest your time, you will discover that time will yield back its investment, its return on investment to you. Many, while away their time, they spend their time on ridiculous activities. They spend their time doing things that do not matter. They spend their time wasting and gisting with people who do not have any pecuniary value to them. And when this happens, you see that they blame everyone but themselves. They blame everyone but their ability to manage time. Time is a non-renewable asset. You cannot recover time that is wasted. If you want to know the value of time, ask a woman who lost her baby in the womb 8 months before delivery. If you want to know the value of time, ask somebody who just missed their flight and they were just there on the tarmac while they watched their plane take off. If you want to know the value of time, ask somebody who came late for an exam, and as the person was arriving, others were submitting their papers. See, time is valuable, and time, in fact, there is a particular jingle, it's like a jingle that I've heard while I was growing up, and I think it's still operational in one particular radio station. It says, time na money. So it goes this way: time na money, oh, time na money. So it's like, use your time well, because when it's lost, you can't get it back. When it is lost, you can't get it back. And I think there's also a nursery rhyme about time. It says, tick tick says the clock, whatever you have to do, do it fast. Do it now. Do it now. Many people procrastinate. They say, oh, I'm going to do it tomorrow. And when tomorrow comes, they say, I'll do it tomorrow. Tomorrow never ends for them. I want to ask you, what is that vision that you grew up with as a child? What is that vision that's been burning so high in your heart? And what have you done about it? In fact, let me give you a shocker. How old are you right now? Can you answer? Yes, I'm talking to you watching me right now. Can you answer? How old are you right now? Now, can you relate to the fact that there is a vision that's been in your heart and you have practically done nothing about it? You've been waiting for when the coast is clear. You've been waiting for when there will be no lion in the street. You're waiting for when everything will be cool and calm. Newsflash, there is no time when everything will be cool and calm. So if things are cool in one area of your life, they will certainly not be cool in other areas of your life. So this is the time, this is the season, this is the moment where you have to embrace and do what matters to you, and do what you were truly called to do, and do what has been in your heart, that thing that you're proposed to do all this while. Time management is key, and if you don't manage your time well, you will lose out on destiny. If you don't manage your time well, you will lose out on success. So that thing you want to do 20 years in 20 years time, begin to do it now. In fact, it is commonly said that the best time to plant that tree that you do not plant all this while is now. The best time to start that business you do not start all this while is now. The best time to write that book you refuse to write all this while is now. The best time to sing that song you have always wanted to sing is now. Don't wait for 20 years later. You know, time is going and you will not be young forever. That one struck me differently. You will not be young forever. I remember when I was just 18 years and all of a sudden, see how old I am, and I have an 18-year-old son now. You know, it's just amazing. That tells you that time is going, whether you are ready for it or not, whether you're prepared for it or not, whether you know that time is going or not. Time is going, and it waits for no man. It does not wait for you. So manage your time well and invest your time. Don't just spend your time. And when you do this, you'll discover that time management is worth more than money. Let me tell you, there are things that have been laid out for you to do in time. There are things that have been apportioned for you to do in time. There's a time for everything. There's a time for you to do business, and there's a time for you to reap the dividends of the business. So time is everything. Don't waste your time. All right, so another skill that is worth more than money is the skill called communication. Communication is so essential that businesses have been lost, contracts have been lost, lifelong opportunities have been lost simply because people did not know the simple art of communication. Do you know that there are several C's for communication? It has to be complete, it has to be concise, it has to be comprehensible, it has to be complete. Many people go ahead and communicate without factoring out these C's of communication. These C's of communication, it also has to be clear. Clarity is another C of communication. When you want to communicate, make sure that what you are communicating is clear enough. There are people that they're speaking to somebody, but they're not speaking a clear language. All right, so some people, they use words that don't match. Some others, they use ambiguous words. Some others, they use words that even have no meaning, and that becomes a hindrance to your communication. Some other times you have to be concise. I know you would like to talk, but all these things you want to talk, just summarize them in a way that the person you are talking to understands it easily. Another thing about communication is that it has to be complete. Don't say something and say half of it and expect the person to understand the rest of it. I see most preachers do that. You want to tell somebody, and if you know the truth, you shall. Not everybody goes to church. So when you want to communicate, say everything you want to say. Don't make assumptions. Assumption is the level of knowledge of an ignorant person. Assumption is the highest level of knowledge of an ignorant person. When somebody is ignorant, they assume things. Don't assume things. When you want to communicate, tell somebody something. And let me tell you, one thing that is most important when it comes to communication, when you are communicating, when you are talking, and the person is not responding, there is no feedback, that is not communication at all. Because you may have said something to the person, but the person does not understand what you asked the person to do. See, bring me that chair is different from carry that chair. And these are little things that can hinder communication. Sometimes people say I am fine, but they are not fine. So they assume I said I am fine, so you can ask me what is wrong with me. How would I ask you what is wrong with you when you are saying I'm fine? Communication is so important, and it is important in our everyday business. It is important for us to make money. It is important for us to even have successful relationships with our business partners, even our spouses, even family members. Somebody calls you, and instead of you to answer the person, you say, oh, don't worry, the person will understand whenever I show up. Listen to me. You don't know what that person needs at that moment. So when somebody calls you and you're not disposed, raise your voice and say, please, I will answer you soon. I am not disposed. If somebody calls you on the phone or message, you see a message, reply. Communication is essential. Do you know another thing about communication? Communication has to be timely. If I told you to get me that laptop, maybe like 6 a.m. in the morning, if you get me that laptop by 10 a.m., you have bought the laptop actually, but you did not do what I wanted, because by 6 a.m. I needed it to be able to prepare a letter I was supposed to submit by 8 o'clock. Now, it's 10 a.m. What am I going to do about the letter I was supposed to submit? So communication is essential. There is a time element to communication, and communication should be comprehensible. The person you are communicating to should be able to understand what you are telling the person. Can you now see all the different ways through which communication is much more valuable than money? Do you know with the right communication, you can even get somebody to part with their money and give it to you to invest in your business? If you know how to communicate properly, you can compel investors. So if you know how to communicate, you can compel investors. You can even attract collaborators, people who will come together and do that business. Listen to me, in this time and in this era, it is foolishness to do what should be done by a group alone. You should know what to do. You should know how to communicate. And if you don't say it, how will they help you? So communication is worth more than money. So number 5 skill that is worth more than money is a skill called collaboration. You know, I started touching on it a little when I was talking about communication, because collaboration is the in thing. Collaboration is the current thing. See, it is not wisdom to do what should be done by a group of people alone. See, you might say, oh, I'm a strong person. You might say, oh, I'm capable. But listen to me, it is not wisdom. It is not wisdom, because there are people that when they come together and do one thing, it becomes spectacular, it becomes mind-blowing, because the strength of many can never be compared to the strength of one person. And it is commonly said that 2 good heads are better than 1. Imagine when you have 5 good heads. Imagine when you have 10 good heads in your corner. You will excel. You will do greater and mightier things. So collaboration is key. How are you planning to collaborate in your business? How are you planning to collaborate in the things that you are doing currently? How are you planning to collaborate with others in your vision? That vision that you've carried all by yourself and it is too heavy for you, it is pushing you down. Why not get other people who have interests, who have areas that they can benefit from that vision, and bring them together so that you can work with a team? You see, if you want to go fast in life, go alone. But if you want to go far in life, go with others. Go with others who are good company. Go with others who you can collaborate with. Go with others who can add value to you. Go with others who can offer wisdom and advice to you and make you much more better than what you could have done alone. This is the era of collaboration. If you understand, in fact, so somebody was making a joke about plantain. That plantain is one food that is the highest collaborator. It collaborates with beans, it collaborates with gari, it collaborates with rice, it collaborates with just about everything, you know. And in life, we should be good collaborators. We should not struggle alone. We should not suffer alone. We should not push the work or push the vision alone. A time comes in the life of a person where you sit back and ask yourself a very pertinent question: who do I have, or who can I bring into my team that can add fresh flavor, that can add fresh grace, that can add fresh dimensions of impact to my vision? And sit back. I want us to take this slow. All right, let's take this a little bit personal. What is your vision? What is your dream? Who do you need to bring around so that you guys can do it together and have greater impact? Because the strength of one person is still the strength of one person. This is an era for synergy, because synergy is better than energy. Synergy increases your energy. And when you bring other strengths together, when you bring other potentially great people together, what you guys will eventually produce will be so mind-blowing. So it is an era of collaboration. Even if you're a student, you can collaborate. How do you collaborate? Not in the exam hall. Oh, I know what you're already thinking now. No, you collaborate before the exam through study group. You gather other students, especially the ones who already know, and then you guys will study together, and then you guys will learn together. When you get to the exam hall, you will not be shaking, you will not be afraid, because you have collaborated ahead of time. Don't collaborate in the exam hall. That is called malpractice. So when it comes to collaboration, seek out good minds. Make sure, in fact, the process, number 1, you must have a vision. You must have a plan. You must know what you want to achieve. Number 2, you must ask yourself, where am I going to? Where is this vision? Where are we stepping to? And number 3, ask yourself, what kind of person do I need in my team? Who do I need to be able to make this vision a reality? Then number 4, where do I find the kind of persons that I need in order to make this vision bigger, make this vision wider, make this vision a reality? And when you find them, you now find out, number 5, what do they stand to benefit? Because you can't just be thinking about yourself. If not, you'll be a very selfish person. So as you are asking, who do I need in my team? You ask yourself, this person that's coming to my team, what would they benefit? Because they won't come to just help you and go back empty-handed. So collaboration is the in thing. Collaboration is very necessary in this time and in this season. And if you want your vision to be bigger, then collaborate. And now this is my own call to tell everybody who is watching me on Checkpoint, I want to collaborate. So let us collaborate. Let's do great things together. Checkpoint can be bigger. It can reach more people in different continents. It can be a huge blessing to so many other people. Let me know in what ways you can collaborate with me so that we can make Checkpoint a reality, and let me know in what ways I can also be a blessing to you. So because this is the era of collaboration, let's do it together, because we want to go far. We have to go together. I don't want to go alone, because I know I'll be fast, but I won't go far. Collaboration is key. So number 6, our skill that is worth more than money is the skill called consistency. Hey, consistency. Do you know that consistency is not necessarily doing the same thing over and over again? It is just doing what you are doing, the same thing that you are doing, but improving on it. Showing up even when you don't feel like. I can't tell you many things in this particular video, but one thing I can tell you is that I rate myself for is my level of consistency. The truth of the matter is that I can't even say that I'm as consistent as I really desire to be. But for this program, for you, for my audience who is always watching and listening, I am fairly consistent in Checkpoint, which means I show up when I feel like it or not. I show up whether I'm tired or not. I show up whether I am strong enough for it or not, because I know that the contents I'm sharing here, the information that we share, is equipping somebody, is edifying somebody, is empowering somebody to become a better version of themselves. So be consistent in what you are doing. When I say be consistent, I mean you should not do something today and then you forget it. After 1 week, you remember, you come and do another one next week, and then you forget it. After a while, you don't remember. That is lack of consistency. Consistency is showing up regularly, is showing up, being there. Whatever your vision is, it means that you come out for it, you show up for it, you do what you have got to do, whether you're feeling emotionally down, whether you're feeling depressed, whether you're feeling angered or even betrayed, you keep showing up. So show up. I like you to type it in the comment section. Type it right now. Say show up, show up, show up, show up. Show up when you feel like it. Show up when you're tired. Show up when you're hungry. Show up when you're distressed. Show up when you are betrayed. Show up when you don't feel like it. Show up when you are confused. Show up even when imposter syndrome is dealing with you. Show up even when people are looking down on you. Show up when people don't believe in you. Show up when people think that what you carry does not matter. Show up. Show up. The truth of the matter is that the world is not the same because of what you are doing. The world is more flavored, is nicer, is more beautiful because of the contributions you make. Don't allow naysayers and people who are going nowhere, people who are doing nothing, to talk down on you. Let me tell you the truth. You see, they tell you that you're not good enough, but secretly in their heart, they can't stand the fact that you are doing something wonderful with your life. Let me tell you, I have been a victim of people's conclusion or opinions, but their opinions about me are not God's definition about me. It doesn't matter what they think about me. What matters is what God thinks about me. For Gideon, he looked at him and called him a mighty man of valor, even though he was a man who was afraid of the Midianites. So I am not considering what people call me or what they think about me. My focus is on how God sees me, and that should be your focus. So make up your mind to be consistent. Even when people look at you and think they are not good enough, be consistent. Do you know one thing? People who will tell you, oh, what you're doing is not good enough, it's not classy, it's not up to taste, they have not done anything for themselves. Those people who are very fast to criticize you, check their life. They have not done what you are doing. And because of what you are doing is blowing their mind, what you are doing is making them uncomfortable, they will say any kind of negative word so that you can stop doing what you are doing, and then you come to the same level with them. So the people that you are looking up to give you words of encouragement are secretly envying you. Did you hear that? Yeah, I'm serious. They are secretly envying you, and that is why you have to keep showing up. So don't allow their discouragement to keep you down. Don't allow what they are saying to keep you down. Stay strong. Keep showing up. Keep doing it. Keep pushing it. Write another song, even if that first one did not sell. Yeah, write another one. Sing another one. You may never know which one will sell. In fact, the Bible tells us very clearly we should cast our breads upon many waters. That after a while, we'll find it. We may not find all of them, but we'll find some of them. So it's important that you learn how to be consistent in what you are doing. Don't do it today and tomorrow you are tired and exhausted, and the next time you show up when you feel like. Consistency is not showing up when you feel like. Consistency is showing up whether you feel like it or not. And this is something you have to do every day of your life. Champions do regularly what other people do occasionally. What makes them champions is that they do regularly what other people do occasionally. So I want to challenge you, show up this week. Show up in that thing you have chosen to do. Show up in your career. Show up in your vision. Show up with that hobby. Show up with that interest. Show up with that vision. Show up with that song. Show up with that book. Show up with that business idea. So number 7, and the last skill that I consider that it is worth more than money, is a skill called delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. What is delayed gratification? By the way, I have a video on gratification. I like you to watch it. I think it's one of the videos I did under my other program called the Polymath. So delayed gratification is simply postponing immediate pleasure for the sake of long-term success. Postponing immediate pleasure for the sake of long-term success. When you engage what we call delayed gratification, you are simply postponing the immediate pleasure you are going to receive for the sake of having and gaining long-term success. I watched a particular Nigerian movie and the guy kept talking about the big picture. You know, when you are experiencing delayed gratification, you are just looking at the big picture. Now I want to ask you, what would you consider the bigger picture? If you don't sleep now and you stay awake for the next hour or the next 2 hours, what is the bigger picture you want to achieve? If you choose not to go on that vacation now and save that money for the vacation and invest in a particular business, what is the bigger picture that you are going to get? You know, it's all about delaying your immediate pleasure for the sake of long-term success. What are you willing to sacrifice now for the sake of where you want to get to? What are you willing to sacrifice now for the sake of what you want to achieve? Do you know, many times my family members, they have told me that I don't like to sleep. Who does not like sleep? Let's be sincere with ourselves. Who does not like sleep? You know, that moment you are sleeping and then you are in fact, especially if you're in a cool environment like under the AC and then you are sleeping. Let me just take you through a walk for a minute. And then you're under the AC, you cover yourself with duvet, and then you sleep. You turn to the other side, you sleep, you stretch yourself and recoil again and sleep. Who does not like sleep? I love sleep, but I cannot have it as much as I want because of the long-term success I am trying to work for. You know, if you work today, then you can rest tomorrow. If you fast today, then you can feast tomorrow. If you labor today, then you can enjoy favors tomorrow. The concept or the idea of delayed gratification is that for the sake of what I want tomorrow, I'm going to sacrifice this pleasure now. You see, one of the major problems of Esau that even made God to say, this one, I don't like him, I don't like how he behaves, is that Esau did not understand what delayed gratification was. He wanted a plate of porridge now. He wanted to eat now. And when his birthright issue came up, he didn't mind about the birthright. He just said, all I want right now is a place of pottage. And God was there. God was witness. God saw what he said. God saw what was in his heart. And one way or the other, even though the mother played favoritism with her children, but one way or the other, that thing he did played out in his life eventually, simply because he did not understand the concept of delayed gratification. If you don't understand what delayed gratification is, if you don't practice it, you will end up like Esau. You will be the kind of person that did not get his birthright, that sold something greater for something smaller. In fact, so my mom would always say, don't sell your dog and buy monkey. I understand what she's trying to say. Don't sell what you already have in order to get something that will not be worth profitable to you, because at least a dog can back away some criminals and thieves that come to your house. But what will a monkey do? As you're running, the monkey is running with you, the monkey is hiding with you, because the monkey cannot like chase away the thieves that are coming to your house. But at least a dog will alert you to the presence of thieves and stuff like that. So don't sell your dog and buy a monkey. All right, I'm not against any of these animals, but see, you have to understand that this is the concept of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification is you denying yourself current pleasure so that you can be able to experience long-term success. Now, these are all the 7 things I said to share with you today on Checkpoint. I hope they were a blessing to you. Until I come your way again, keep making a positive, indelible mark in the lives of people and on the sands of time. I love you so very much. Bye-bye for now. Mwah. Everyone, I hope you are blessed by that message. All right, so I want you to just go ahead and support us. If you are led, go ahead and just sow into the account right on the screen. And I know that as you do that, God will bless you big time. Because of the seeds you are sowing, you'll be able to reach a wider audience on different platforms. So please do well to sow that seed, and God will bless you. Love you.